boys and girls, it's Miss Hollingsworth. Today we're going to talk about school tools some more during science time because we use tools at school just like scientists use tools all the time. And before we can go about using our tools just like scientists, we need to know how to use those tools safely and correctly. So today we're going to be learning about glue. And glue is a sticky subject because it can get really messy if we're not careful and we don't follow the directions. I have a really good example of that. I'm going to show you. This is one of my favoriteest books called Too Much Glue. And it's written by Jason Lefebvre. Can't say his last name. And it's illustrated by Zach Retz. He drew the pictures. He's the illustrator. And the illustrations in this book are just awesome. So we're going to look at this book called Too Much Glue. Look on the inside. There's lines of glue. Not real glue, pictures of glue. All right. Too much glue. There's our bottles of glue. Our art teacher says, too much glue never dries. She reminds us, glue raindrops, not puddles. And she warns me, Maddie, too much glue. But my dad and I love glue. Look at them. At home we make glue glasses, glue mustaches, and even glue bouncy balls. Mom is happy to help. So during art class, I find the fullest bottles of glue and I tip them over and squeeze. Plop! Glue squishes from the orange tips and slops all over. Sequins and googly eyes float around in a gluey lake. Then it's time for the most important decoration. Geronimo! I belly flop onto the table and roll around, letting the glue and everything else cover me. Time to go to the drying rack, I announce. But when I try to pull myself off the table, I boing right back down. Too much glue, Maddie. Too much glue. My teacher squawks. This is bad. There's only half an hour until the end of school, and all I can do is lift my head and wave my hands and wiggle my feet. The rest of me is a blucky, stucky mess. Can somebody help me? I call. While my teacher breathes into a paper bag, Noah shouts, "Let's lasso him out." Izzy, Noah, and Owen get to work. Soon I'm roped from all sides like a rodeo pony. But when they try to pull me out, snap! The lassos break, leaving colorful octopus tentacles everywhere. The glue is too strong, and now I'm a clingy, stringy, blucky, stucky mess. Don't worry, Maddie. We know what to do, shout Luke and Grace from across the room. Is that a tow truck? I ask as they wheel the contraption over and stick a plastic hook onto my suit of glue. My friends pull one way and the glue pulls the other. Creak, click, creak, click, until kaboom! The tow truck explodes and plastic bricks rain all over. Now I'm a clicky bricky, clingy stringy, blucky stucky mess. The school nurse bursts in and checks my temperature. 98.6. Sorry, no fever. I can't send you home early. She dabs and pats me like I'm spilled juice, but the more she blots, the more the glue spreads. Soon I'm a melted mummy, clicky bricky, clingy stringy, blucky stucky mess. Now he has tissue stuck on top. Then the principal comes in. He takes one look at me. He sticks a note on my belly and leaves. Seeing my teacher huffing and puffing like a train gives me a great idea. I whisper it to Haley and Owen. The final bell rings and everyone freezes except Owen and Haley. It's the biggest one we could make, they shout furiously, flapping a huge paper fan at me. Then, just as I'm thinking I'll be a note on my tummy, melted mummy, clicky bricky, clingy stringy, stucky, blucky glue boy for the rest of my life, my plan works. Something my teacher said could never happens. The glue dries. But I'm still stuck, and now I hear footsteps. The door starts to open. My father and some other carpool parents walk in. Dad comes closer and inspects me. Then he peels me off the table. Glue, yarn, bricks, and all. He spins me around. No one makes a sound. Then Dad smiles. Maddie, you're a masterpiece. He holds me up for everyone to admire. My friends all cheer. The car ride home is interesting. Like he has stuff blowing off of his glue suit. Mom is speechless when Dad brings me in the house, but he knows just what to do. Well, kiddo, Dad says, some beautiful things only happen once, and this is one of those things. He gently grips the dry glue in front of my neck and behind my collar and peels me open like a ripe banana. Now it's Dad's turn to glue, and he seals up the sides of the me-shaped work of art. I bet it would take all the glue in the art room to make a U-shaped work of art, Dad, I say. Dad laughs, then he glues a big magnet on the back of my project and hangs it on the fridge. During dinner, we sneak peeks at my masterpiece. And after dinner, we take the principal's note very seriously. Here's the principal's note. Let's read it. It says, from the desk of Elmer G. Stuckey, please encourage Maddie to use tape instead of glue. So look at what his family's doing. They have made all kinds of things out of colorful tape. And our back page has tape on it. Isn't that a funny book? Oh, we would never use that much glue at school. That would be way too much. But this is a funny book about what can happen if you use too much glue. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the glue rules, and then I'm going to explain to you an activity you can try at home using some glue. So I have a glue bottle. It's a paper glue bottle. It's a poster, and it kind of has the steps of how we use glue. So number 1 says we have to twist the orange lid to make it open. If you don't twist it and open it, no glue will come out. So I have kids come tell me all the time, no glue will come out, but they don't have it open. So what you need to do with your glue bottle is you need to twist it. Now the orange cone part is all the way down. You twist it and you can see it's up a little bit. So you twist it up. 2, you have to pick the top. Sometimes the glue has what I call a dry glue boogie on the top of it. And so you have to pick the glue boogie off so the glue in the bottle can come out. So you need to make sure the top is all clean so the glue will come out. Then on our paper, we're gonna dot, dot, not a lot. Just like Maddie's art teacher said. She said, do glue raindrops, not puddles, okay? Then when we're done, we twist it to close it. So we take our glue bottle, we twist it till the lid is all the way down. And then we need to wipe off the extra glue. I always say, go wipe your glue bottle's nose. And if you need to get a tissue, you can get a tissue. And if there's any extra glue, you wipe it off. That way, the bottle won't get all stuck. And that is our glue procedures. Another thing we want to do is when we're done using glue and we go put it up, we want to make sure it's standing up, that it's not falling over. Because then if you don't have it closed good, it might leak out all over the place. So we always want to make sure our glue bottles are standing up. Okay. So what we're going to do, I have 2 different activities for you to choose from. One is you can get a parent or your grown-up to write your name on a piece of paper, kind of big, pretty big. And so I didn't write my whole name, but I wrote Mrs. H. And then what you can do on that piece of paper, you can get a different color paper, and if mom says it's okay, or dad, or whoever your grown-up is that's watching you, you can do your scissor practice, because I know Miss Tan talked to you about using scissors safely earlier this week. And we're going to cut some little strips of paper. If you need, mom and dad can help you do this part, because this activity is all about practicing gluing. So you can cut little rectangles, or mom and dad can cut little rectangles. I'm going to open my glue and I'm going to put one little dot in the middle. That's a little dot. That's not a puddle. So since this is such a little square, it only needs a little dot of glue. And I'm going to cover up my name. So I do another little dot. And everywhere I see the marker for my name, I'm going to cover it up. So I'm going to get a lot of practice putting little dots on my rectangles. Okay? So that might take you a while, so I'm not going to make you sit there and watch me cover up my whole name. But when you're done, it might look something like this. And whenever we use glue, when we're done, we go put it someplace where it can lay flat to dry with nothing on top of it. Because if you put something on top of it and it's still wet, it might stick to your beautiful paper. So one activity you can do is your name. Another activity you can do is to draw a picture and then fill it in. Now, one of the things I usually do for my class is we do an apple. An apple's not hard to draw. It's mainly like an oval, okay? And then if you have red or green, or apples can even be yellow paper, with this we practice tearing it. And you can cut red pieces to glue onto your apple, but parents, I like to let the kiddos practice tearing paper because tearing is good fine motor skills. It helps them work those muscles in their fingers. We might not think is a big deal, but they're still developing those muscles. Now this paper's a little bigger, so I might put a dot at the top and a dot at the bottom. And I'm going to start filling up the inside of my apple with my red paper. Now parents, this might take a while. Some kids get bored awfully quick and they tear big pieces and then they're done. Some kids like to take their time and they do teeny tiny pieces and it takes them forever. So if it's something your child's really interested in but it's taken a long time, this is always something they can come back to and finish later. Okay, so there's no right or wrong way to do this. We're practicing gluing small dots, okay? So I do have a teacher sample that's several years old. And here I've torn some pieces of red. I've filled in my apple. I have a little bit of green I filled in for the leaf. Okay, so I hope you have fun with this activity. And if I'm your teacher, I look forward to seeing what you made when you not a lot with your glue. And if you're not in my class, your teachers will be interested to see what you make. So have fun and don't be like Maddie. Don't use too much glue. I'll see you later. Bye.